Hello, it's Monday and it is 7 o'clock, and as promised I am now doing a live Q&A. But while we're waiting for people to turn up and say hello, I thought I'd tell you about my dinner because it was so exciting. I ordered tonight an Indian curry from a restaurant I've never been to before, and it was so good. Isn't it funny when you haven't had something for so long, it's just tastes even better? And I feel like I've been like on a desert island or something, and I just missed the curry. So it was really funny. And I kind of, as I was eating it, I was it was like I was pushing it in. I want to say hello to Gail. I haven't seen Gail for ages. Nice to see you. We'll wait for a few people to come on, and then I will start answering some questions. We've had lots of questions all day. I'll just go over what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, really. I'm making a new series called Jacky Rom Investigates. So I've spent the last 2 or 3 weeks in this here. I need to show you a picture actually, because it's in a tiny corner of my bedroom, and look, that's actually the wall. That's how near the wall I am. And I'm filming a series called Jacky Rom Investigates. So I have interviewed, tomorrow's the last day of interviews, and I've interviewed 18 people, and they are amazing. I've got 3 tomorrow, sorry, and that's the last 3. They are amazing people. Some of the names you know really well, and some of the people are kind of behind the scenes, and you kind of don't know them quite so well, but you will. They are kind of intimate conversations with people. I've asked, I hope, some questions that you would like to ask if you meet these people. So we've been collecting questions for days now, so I have a whole list of questions, and those of you that know me or know me quite well know that I like to chat. And so I'm going to go through some of the questions, and if you've got anything you would like to know about me, my life, what I do, or anything about writing, publishing, presenting, making documentaries, then do. So I got a question today. We've had lots of questions, which my lovely Leanne collected for me. But this question came in today, and it was, it got me. So I need to tell you to this question first. And I have been thinking about it, and I want to get this question over with and tell the gentleman what I think. So this was Terry that sent me this question today. I'm in the process of writing a book about my life and family, and as I'm terminally ill and my great granddaughter is only 3 months old, I've been thinking of writing it in decade order. It's about our family experiences and stories. Have you any advice? I've done publications for work, but never a book. Hi Terry, I hope you're listening, and I have thought a lot about what you asked, and this is what I think you should do. Stop pressurizing yourself to write a book. I think, just like I'm doing here, you should record yourself so that in years to come, your granddaughter, who's only 3 months, will learn to understand and to meet you face to face. So either on a phone or an iPad, tell the stories, date the stories, and keep them somewhere safe. Keep them in the cloud somewhere, so that she at any time over, and so can anyone else, you know, if you put these down by video, they're forever. So, and it gives you a chance just to be you, not to worry about editing and words and format and things like that. It just gives you a chance for you to tell your stories. And in each video I would tell a different story, so that there are loads of videos for your family to hear these stories. Over the last few years, I've been asking my father stories about my family that I'd never asked, and I don't know why I'd never asked. And I remember finding out really not very long ago, weeks ago, that my grandmother, her job was a pearl necklace. She strung pearl necklaces. That was her job. She worked in the city. It was a very prestigious job, but her job was to string a pearl necklace. Now, how fascinating. If I hadn't asked that question, I would never have known. But we're in an amazing time now where I'm making a TV series from my bedroom. You know, you can do it. I wouldn't worry about a book. Get it down on video and keep it somewhere safe. So I've got yeah, messages are coming up here. Somebody has just, Leanne, thank you, I agree. Let's get it down and let your offspring, children and everybody else hear your stories, because I think that is really, really important. So I've got a list of stories here now, just to make you laugh. The first one on my list says, what's your biggest achievement? Now, when I tell you who the asker of the question is, it will make you laugh. So the answer of the question is my daughter, who's asking, what is your biggest achievement? Yes, Mickey, you are. My biggest achievement is my daughter. We're all going to say that, aren't they? Now being kind of really honest, I can't tell you how proud I am of her. It's going to make me emotional. She is confident. She's clever. She's artistic. And I watch her on doing live videos, and I love watching her. So yes, she's my biggest achievement. If we're talking about work and what I do, it's always the last thing. So yes, I'm on book 15 now, so I will always write. That's what I do. And I've done a documentary, and now I'm making a TV series. So it's always the last thing I think that you do is your biggest achievement, because hopefully you always stretch to do more and more. So a Senna has just said, do you like self-help tips and secrets? I'm an avid listener. I'm not always good at taking advice, but I am an avid listener. So do I like self-help tips? I'm quite happy. If it's something to do with cleaning something cleverly, or, do you know, I've learned, talking about self-help tips, I've learned that YouTube is incredible. And if I need to know anything or how to do anything, I go onto YouTube. Now, with this series I'm making, I'm doing all the editing, and I had a basic knowledge of editing, but now I have to do quite explicit editing. So I go onto YouTube, and I did an editing course on iMovie, wrote lots of notes. Like, my daughter's doing a nutrition course at the moment. She's doing quite a high-powered one. My editing's not quite like that. So I think that you should never stop learning. I think learning is really, really, really important all the time. Can you tell us about your new show, Jacky Rom Investigates? And that's from Taya. Yes. Well, as you all know, we're all stuck indoors, and I'm not very good at doing nothing. And I was chatting to a student of mine who, well, he was a student. He's now nearly 40, I think, but sounds funny even when I say it. But he lives in LA, and he's an actor, producer, director, and his name is Jamie. And we do a lot of chatting over the years, and I was telling him that I wanted to do this series, and he said to me, why don't you do it? And I went, what? And he said, come on, I'll help you. And basically he has produced the series, and there are 18 episodes, so 3 series of 6. And I'm talking to amazing people with incredible lives. Hi, Ella, who's just popped on. And I can't tell you who I'm chatting to, because I just can't. I can't, and I'm not very good at keeping secrets, as Ella would, who's just popped on, will tell you. And because the kids all try and get any information out of me whenever we're doing anything, and yeah, I'm not very good. And so I'm really good at the moment by not telling you who the guests are. But I've just interviewed somebody a couple of hours ago who every single person in the UK knows that person, and abroad, but mainly the UK. So yeah, so that's really good fun. Tomorrow I've got the last 3. So next question is, oh God, what's your most embarrassing moment? to be really honest with you, I don't really get embarrassed very easily. I just laugh it off, and I'm quite good at laughing at myself. So if I think tripping over is just, that's probably the most embarrassing thing, is like I've had a fall, like out, you know, and everybody wants to help you. So probably falling over is probably the most embarrassing thing. But I say, you know, I've got a little bit of a philosophy. Oh no, this is self-help now. I think that if you pretend to be confident, it helps to make you confident. So I know most ladies and men, we all have body issues, and we wear something and we put it on and we feel all right until we see ourselves in a mirror, and then we think, I don't quite look the same as I did. But I do think that deep breath, smile, and carry it off, and just confidence, and be able to laugh at yourself. I don't know how much you know of my story, but I nearly died 20 years ago, and the night before I was operated on, the doctors said to my daughter and my husband, my husband, that they needed to say goodbye because they didn't think I would survive the night. And when you've got, and I did because I'm here, but when you go through something like that, it changes you, and you see life very differently. Why waste time being embarrassed? Why waste time being non-confident? Because it's so, you know, it's kind of chin up and go forward. So the lovely Shelley, who I call Sis, has just come on, and she's listening. She is a little angel. She does a job on the island of St. Martin that we just are so proud of her. I can't tell you what she does because it's a bit secret, but she's just amazing. And I try, and she's British but lives in the Caribbean, and I try and take her things to remind her of home. So at Christmas, when my daughter went over, she took her Christmas pudding. I haven't decided what I'm going to take over when I can manage to get there. So let's see what the next question is. So somebody has asked, what do you do in your spare time? Oh God. I actually don't think I have any. I don't know, because you know, when you love what you do, it's not like work, and I love what I do, so I'm very creative. So if I'm not writing or reading or researching or live on Facebook or doing social media, yeah, that's probably most of my time. And so yeah, it's a fun life, but it doesn't seem like work. Nothing. I mean, even here on Facebook, this is amazing. People are asking me questions, and there's people watching, and people want to know. And Debbie, who's my mate, said she misses me. Debbie just makes me laugh. She doesn't have to say much. She makes me laugh. And she's kind of, Debbie is, when I'm feeling a bit naughty, I'll talk to Debbie. When I say naughty, like, this is just a bit of a story. Most of you know I'm single, and I've been on dating apps. And if I see some really bad pictures on dating apps, or I get pictures that shouldn't be sent to me, or things like that, I send them to Debbie. Just between her and I, we just have a laugh about it. So yeah, there's only two sides of me. I'm asleep or awake and full going. Probably, I think if I was a child now, I would have probably been ADHD, because I don't stop. And what time is it now? I started at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and everybody else is doing nothing, and I'm like mega busy. Okay, so here's another question. A question is, who is your inspiration? I haven't seen these questions. I'm literally just reading them as we're saying this. Who is your inspiration? Do you know, you all are my inspiration. Now, I have to explain why. When you are an author and somebody appreciates anything you do, it's a feeling like no other. So when children say to me that they love the Star books, or adults love the Sandra Bernstein Chronicles, or anything. The teachers like the drama books I write. It just fills your heart and inspires you to write more. So every single one of you that have appreciated anything I've done are my own inspiration. And here comes my daughter. Mickey, you've missed your question. Yes, you are my greatest achievement. And I told everybody. So, and I told them how proud I am of you. But you'll have to go back and listen to that again. So, talking about inspiration. I have been inspired all my life by people putting me down. That's what inspires me. So when a lot of you know this story, but when I was 15, I went into a careers advisor, and they said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to be a director. And they literally threw me out the room and said, she threw me out the room and said, come, you need to come back with a proper answer. And I went back the next day and said, okay, I've worked it out, and I want to be a makeup artist. In my head, a makeup artist meant I would get onto a film set, and from there I'd become a director. I have no idea how. And the careers advisor said, okay, how are you going to do that? And I said, I'm going to go to the London College of Fashion. And she said, you'll never get in. Well, of course I did get in, and I became eventually a producer, director, did it all. So it's people telling me I can't do it that is my inspiration. Don't tell me I can't do it. A couple of months ago, I think most of you know, I've got a documentary on Amazon Prime, and for any newcomer, that's really rare, really rare to get something on a platform like that, which we managed to do thanks to a whole team of people. But getting people to watch it is another thing, and it had been on American Amazon Prime for some time, and when I got the first lot of figures through, I was so disappointed that people weren't watching it. And I just thought to myself, why are people not watching it? And so I then turned to me and said, right, this is down to me. I have to turn this round, and I have to make people watch it. And so I got off my backside. I employed somebody to do social media. I got myself a series, which I'm filming. So I've got a producer, I've got an agent, I've got a PR, I've got marketing, I've got the lot. So, but I had to do it. So telling me I can't is my inspiration for making me turn things around and do it. So please ask some questions here, because I've got lots more questions, but just in case there's anything you want to ask, please just pop it down. I'm happy to answer anything. And it said here, who made you starstruck the most? Well, let me go back, because I spent most of my life on a film set. Because I was chaperoning most of the time, chaperoning young people who were in film, television and whatever. So I've spent most of my life on a film set. I remember meeting Richard Gere, and he spoke to you really close, and the first thing you did when you spoke to him was pull back. I remember that. That's the one thing I remember about him. I worked with Lindsay Lohan for 4 months on Parent Trap, so this is a long time ago now. She was lovely. She was young and enthusiastic and a real inspiration for young people. And of course that was important because it was the young people I was teaching. So I think that inspiration comes in all different ways. My grandmother on my mum's side, my nan, won a prize for public speaking when she was 10 years old. And that was inspiring. I remember she got a book. No one knows where this book is. Really, to this day, we can't find this book. So that was inspiring. So I think different things inspire you along the way. So here's going to be one of my favourite questions. So I've been asked by Leanne, who is your favourite all-time Rupaul drag queen? Right, I think lots of you know I love... Do you know, I've decided I may have been a drag queen in another life. I just love drag queens. what is it? I have tried to analyse what it is I love about drag queens. I think it's their confidence. I think, you know, when I'm teaching, let's say I'm teaching, for example, an actor who sings, one of the things you teach them is to use their hands when they sing, because the more the hands are, you can't quite see, but the more the hands are held up and wide, it gives it, the more the confidence, you allow the confidence to come in and shine. And I think that's what drag queens do. They have this air of confidence. So I love drag queens. So I've been asked, who's my favourite all-time drag queen? Well, it's actually Raja. I think he or she is beautiful. I think she is beautiful inside and out. She has an elegance. I grew up always wanting to be like, don't ask me why, like Jackie Collins, or one of those type of icons where everything was matching. You know, the lipstick, the nails, everything, everything was matching. I know it's not the thing to do now, but I love elegance, and I think Raja is an elegant drag queen. So I didn't know this, that RuPaul's just done a celebrity drag queen drag race, which is on Netflix, and I watched the first episode, and it is all men that are on it. But I'm quite, you know, if you're going to ask me, and I actually get asked this question quite a lot, what reality shows would I do? Out of all of them, I would do Strictly, and I'd go on RuPaul's Drag Race. I love it. Maybe I could be a judge. If you're watching RuPaul, I want to be a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. The last book that I published, From Vegas to Villainy, is obviously set in Las Vegas, and I have 3 drag queens that are in it quite a lot, and a character who I kind of based on RuPaul. But you're not allowed to have RuPaul in your book. But if it goes to film, that would be my ultimate, to have RuPaul in my book. I've got another question here. What's next for Jacky Rom? Well, it's the series Jacky Rom Investigates. I just keep playing because I've had the opening made, and the opening is brilliant, and so I kind of keep watching it because I'm so excited. So yeah, I think the next thing is this 18 episodes of Jacky Rom Investigates, and the young people are going to love, well, everybody's going to love it because there's something for everybody. And my second favourite drag queen is Jan, who's just been thrown out. There's just something about her. Well, I say that, there's a few more. Who is the drag queen that likes... Oh, I like them all. So I'm not going to... Celine Dion. The one that's the Celine Dion impersonator. I like her too. Question. What inspired you... what inspired you to start writing? Well, I've been writing since I was a kid. I do think it's in you when you're a writer. I wrote my first... I used to write poems. And then I wrote my first, then comedy sketches. Then I wrote my first play when I was 17. So I've been writing all my life. And it wasn't till 11 years ago I decided to sit down and write my first book. That book turned into 5 books in a series, and then it kind of all went from there. So Faye's just asked me a question. What advice would you give someone that is interested in writing a book but has no experience in writing? I get asked this question a lot, and here's my answer. I would say get yourself a box. And I've got one somewhere here. Ah, here it is. Hold on. Just a little box like this. Doesn't matter what's in it. Doesn't matter how big it is. This is how, and get pieces of paper and start writing notes and put them in your box. All the notes. And then when you're ready, because you have to be ready to write a book. You have to have the time, the headspace, and everything else. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to write a book. It doesn't quite work like that. It's much harder than you think, whatever the subject is. And I've now written fiction and fact. So get a box, put your notes, your little, don't put anything can happen if you put them on a phone, but if you write your notes and put them in the box, when you're ready, you've got a book, because all the information's there. So if you want to create a character, create a storyline, create anything, put it down on a bit of paper and put it in your box, and then when you're ready to write the book, your book will be there. Everybody has different ways of writing a book. I have pages and pages and pages of, I'm just going to get it out. I have pages of handwritten. Here is a whole book in here, and it's every chapter is a different page, and it's my outline to my next book. So when I'm ready to actually write the text, the book is ready, and it's just the fun of writing the text. So it's very similar with the box, because you will have a book when you've finished. Okay, so have we got any more? Hello, Valerie. This is my very good friend Val. If you've got any questions, Val's been really funny. Every day she dresses up. Her daughter, who's Debbie, gets funny, oh no mum, but we're all having fun watching, so don't stop dressing up, Val. We're thoroughly enjoying it. You say, and here's another question. So you say in your new show that you're doing a lot of roles behind the scene. What's been your favourite role so far? I think they're all the same. Everyone hear about this, right? Camera, yeah, camera lady. Lighting, I have lights everywhere. Set designer, makeup, hair, costume, director, editor. So I'm doing them all. The only thing I'm not doing is what we call producing, who's helping me put it together. Jamie in LA is doing that. I could not have done it. I couldn't have done it without him. Val said she's waiting for her hair to grow back. What have you done? I've missed that. You haven't cut your hair. Okay, I need to go through. She's a loon. No, she's not a loon. Well, actually, she probably is, but we've all thoroughly enjoyed it. So let's go back. Hold on. So what has been my favourite role? I think probably editing it. It's really funny. You get lots of people that say, oh, I don't like having my photo taken, stay away from the camera and things like that. But when you're doing the job I'm doing, you have to get used to the camera. So you can't pick yourself to pieces, otherwise you'll just drive yourself mad. You can only sorry, I can't. Val cut her hair with dog clippers. Oh, Val, oh no, oh how funny. I've really enjoyed, I'm going back now, I've really enjoyed editing, because I'm in control of what goes out, but I'm also kind of just watching. I mean, because when you're interviewing, I only have one go at it, and I've been interviewing people all around the world. So if I'm talking to some people who are very used to being interviewed by the best interviewers. So I've tried to do it my way, which is just having a chat, but I've only got one chance at this. And so it's fascinating to see how I get on and when I'm editing, and take out the bits I don't like. Actually, I'm not actually taking much out. So we've got another question here. I just need to. So this is from Faye. What advice would you give people that are doing lives on social media and having the confidence to do it, as some of us haven't grown up with technology and it's quite overwhelming, and not being involved in technology can hold back your business? Okay, this is what I suggest. Okay, you can buy some amazing equipment now, and I can't turn around and show you, but my phone is attached to a little contraption which has a light behind it. It's incredible. And I have got somewhere, oh there we go, so, and I've got a little clicker, so I put the phone up there with the light around it and I click and it starts. That's how clever. Really simple and really clever. So I think having the right equipment, the right lighting, everybody will tell you lighting is really important. So be comfortable where you are, be comfortable what you're wearing, what you're looking about. Learn which is your good angle, because it's quite interesting. Before I started, I took some video footage, not live, of near, medium and far. So I took 3 different angles and then decided which one I like. You don't be too critical. Do it with confidence. So head up and go for it. And that's what I really think you need to do. Do your due diligence. Do your check your angles, check your equipment, and then when you're ready, just go for it. No one, I promise you, everybody, especially now in lockdown, everybody's loving listening to people, watching people, being involved with people, because in today's world at the moment, we are so insular that we love kind of listening to what's going on. Yes, Faye, I will tell you about these gadgets. Then they're really inexpensive. I think I paid about £20 for the light and the phone holder, which is all in one. And I know I paid £5 for this. Oh yeah, this is, hold on, sorry, I have shown people this before. This and this came together, so you literally put your phone in there and then you push it. So clever, isn't it? And I think it was under £6 on Amazon. And this is the only thing with this one is you can't put your phone in long ways, but on the light you can put your phone in long ways. So is there any more questions? Hence the hat. Oh, that's what. Oh, right. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about what else I've been doing. So tonight, it was very, very exciting. I had a curry. I don't know about you being locked in, but have you felt yearnings for kind of simple things? I just wanted a curry, and I did. I went on my little app on the phone and I ordered a curry. I can't say, I was a bit like a Hoover. It was like I didn't take breath in between each mouthful because it was so amazing. And my mum, because I'm staying with my mum at the moment during lockdown because she can't go out, and so I'm here to look after her. And my mum doesn't like anything spicy. And I gave her curry for dinner. She ate half of it and then decided it was just too spicy. But it was really good fun. So yeah, I just want a curry. So anybody out there, is anybody out there yearning for anything in particular? I'm looking forward just going to a pub and sit in a pub and have a gin, and I have a lemonade actually because it's sweet. But anybody tell me about anything that they're yearning to do, eat? That would be fun. So I think we're coming to the end of questions. Let's see if anybody has sent anywhere any questions. No, I think they've all come in through all different places. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed my little short questions, and it wasn't that short, it was half an hour. My questions answers. Please, if you want to do anything videoing on social media, just go for it. Just have a go. Just practice first before you go live. And writing a book, just do it. Don't talk about it, do it. Get that box, put all those bits in the box and do it. And to the lovely gentleman who sent us the first question, please, about writing a book for a 3-month-old and being very ill, please video your stories and keep every video, because your grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so on will appreciate hearing you, seeing you, and especially your stories. So thank you for listening, and I'll do this again soon because it was great fun. Bye-bye, everyone.